Did you know that Anakin as a Jedi broke several rules of the Jedi Code? Anakin, shortly after the start of the Clone Wars, was granted the rank of Jedi Knight. It was at that time that he took it upon himself to go against the Jedi Code in many ways. One could argue this was a sign of the darkness inside of him that was growing that no one wanted to admit was there. A darkness that would ultimately consume him with the aid of Darth Sidious. So let's break down all the rules that Anakin ignored throughout his time as a Jedi. First rule that was broken was dark robes. Anakin changed his Jedi attire from the typical light robes to much darker ones throughout the Clone Wars. Jedi typically wore light robes to symbolize their call to the light side of the Force. Secondly was forming attachments. His bond with his mother was the genesis of this. Having an attachment to his mother led to his attachments to the likes of Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Padmé. One could argue that this was expected of him, but it was the hypocrisy of sorts that the Jedi had that led to this being a forbidden act. You as a Jedi swore to not form any attachments of any kind to anyone. Third was his bond and love and marriage to Padme. Jedi are strictly forbidden to have any bonds of love and marriage to anyone at any time throughout your time in the Order. Of course, Anakin's secret marriage to Padme was a direct violation of this rule. Fourth was peace with death. Jedi were taught to make peace with death and train your minds to let go of all you fear to lose. This clearly was hard for Anakin based upon how he reacted to the death of his mother, as well as anybody close to him that might be in danger of dying. His struggle with that rule was also clear and ignored as it led to the darkness growing deeper inside of him. Fifth was killing an unarmed man. As we see in Revenge of the Sith, Anakin paused as he knew that the Jedi Code prohibited killing an unarmed man, as Dooku kneeled before him, no longer having hands. After being pressured by Palpatine to kill him, he beheaded Dooku as revenge for taking part of his arm on Geonosis. And lastly was Force Choke. Jedi were forbidden to use Force Choke because they felt it was a dark side ability. And using it was cruel and could lead a Jedi down the path of darkness and being succumbed to the dark side of the Force. However, Anakin used Force Choke on multiple occasions throughout the Clone Wars. And most notably at the end of the Clone Wars on Mustafar, where he felt betrayed by Padme and Force choked her out of rage. It was clear that Anakin had serious problems with the rules he did not agree with. And the fact that the Jedi let this go on was a major problem they did not address. Needless to say, there was clear signs that Anakin had dark side brewing inside of him from a little boy that ultimately grew to the monster that became Darth Vader. If only the Jedi would have understood what was going on with him earlier on, things could have been different. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe for more Star Wars content, and may the Force be with you always.